Hi, and welcome back to Self-Care Black Girls, a podcast where we relax, sip tea, and chat about bettering ourselves as black girls. I'm BB, and I'll be helping guide you to make better choices in your daily lives. Well, welcome back to another episode. I hope the new year has been treating you well. So today's episode is going to be kind of short. Sorry for that, but it is. Today is going to be part two, or maybe not really a part two, but just some more things that you need to remember, especially going into the new year. I thought this would be a really good episode, since it is January. The new year, we've been in the new year for about a week now, gotten, a taste of what it's going to be. So, so without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing that you should remember is not to let people take advantage of you. I spoke kind of sort of a little bit about this in last week's episode when I mentioned that people will support you when they want to and not be there when you really need them. So just remember that depending on how old you are, you by now should know who your true friends are and who the people that you really can count on are. So just make sure that you are paying attention to how they act around you, how they act around other people, so you know that you aren't being, like they aren't just using you for your money, or they aren't sucking the life out of you or something like that. Just make sure that you aren't going out of your way for them and they're not doing it for you in return. So just keep an eye on that, and don't let people use you. The next thing that you want to do is to stop comparing yourself to others, because you are the way you are for a reason. I was always told growing up that everything happens for a reason. You are where you are because that is where you are supposed to be right now. Maybe your friend just bought a new car and you're still driving, 2020? You're still driving like an '05 or an '06 or something like that, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just using this as an example. They just got the 2020 or the 2019 some car, and you still haven't been able to update your car. That's okay. That's fine. Don't compare where you are right now and what you're driving to where they are and what they're driving. Maybe they're able to afford it. That's where they're supposed to be right now. Look at it kind of as a look at it. What? Look at it kind of as a lesson. Excuse me. Maybe you weren't able to afford the new car, or maybe you just hadn't found the new car that you wanted because there's something in the works better for you that hasn't been finished yet. So don't feel bad because somebody got this before you or somebody did this before you. Just wait. Your time is coming, and when it does come, it's probably going to be better than what they got when you wanted it. Not saying it, you won't know because you weren't there, you weren't able to experience it, but it'll be better than what you're wanting it to be right now, if that makes sense. Like, whatever you see them going through, yours is going to be like 2 or 3 times better than that. I think that's the best way to put it. So don't compare yourself to others. It'll just put you in a depressive state, and you'll stop working towards whatever it is that you want. The next thing is to stop overthinking stuff. I myself need to do this. Overthinking things can make situations seem way worse than what they are. Like with me, for instance, when I'm taking tests, I tend to overthink the question and start really, really, really critically thinking about what the answer could be, when really the answer to the question is something simple like 2 + 2 = 4, So don't blow things out of proportion, and in that sense. And then also, whatever happened, it happened. Don't overthink the situation. Don't make the situation seem worse than what it was, and stuff like that. Don't make things. Don't make tests. In my case, don't make situations. Don't make people. Just don't make things seem worse than they are, and also don't try to make things better than what they are, because some things, some situations, some people are toxic, and don't badmouth somebody, but also, be honest if somebody asks about a situation or something like that. Yeah, I think you guys get what I'm not. If not, feel free to contact me and I'll try to better explain it. The next thing that I have is you don't need to impress anybody. They should love you for who you are. So don't go out and try to buy the fanciest car, the fanciest new phone, or try to go on a trip that you know good and well that you cannot afford, okay? If they really love you, if they're your true friend, really family, and care about your health and well-being, then they shouldn't care about what you drive or what phone you use or whether or not you can go on a trip or something like that. They should be able to love and support you for what you decide to do, and what you can and can't do with your money. Excuse me. And I'm making this episode sound a lot about money, but it's not. It's really not. It's just money is a really easy example to use for what the points I'm trying to get across. So, don't feel the need to impress anybody. If you feel the need that you have to impress a certain person, then you really probably don't need that person in your life, okay? So, yeah, don't try to get caught up with that person. It could be a friend. It could be a family member. These days, you really don't know. Just stay true to yourself, and people will surround you if they really love and support you. And then the last thing that I have is to show respect, even if you don't want to. And this can be the hardest one from this list to do. Because sometimes in today's in today's society, people can really, test your patience, but you got to remember that you're supposed to be respectful. And don't take this as me being like, oh, well, you have to, whatever, somebody says you have to take it. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. Do not be that person, because then people are walking over you. You're being disrespected. Now, I'm also not saying that you should go at that person who's being rude and disrespectful to you in a disrespectful way, but handle the situation in a way that if you were that person that was jumping out of line, you would want somebody to taught you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I say this? Don't get out of pocket and start making yourself look bad, because that's what's going to end up happening. People aren't going to be there for whatever caused you to, stop being respectful. Excuse me. They're going to be there when you jump out of line. So you've got to be able to contain yourself and do it in a respectful way. And if the situation is getting way out of hand, just step away. It's better to walk away from a situation than get yourself caught up in something and end up in a very nasty verbal argument, end up in a physical fight. It's in jail or dead. So just walk away from the situation before it gets way out of hand, and try to remain as respectful as possible. Yes, I know there are times when, we have to step out and, get out of pocket, get real rude and disrespectful back. But, we're human. It's going to happen. So, just try your hardest to contain yourself and be respectful to everybody. If, try as hard as possible. Yeah. But that's all I have for this. For what? That's all I have for this episode. If you have any questions about any of the topics, because there are a couple I don't feel I was able to put in words right now, but if you have any questions about any of them, just feel free to contact me. I'll try to clarify as best as possible. I do have a couple of announcements. Don't forget to shop merch, and don't forget to check out my boutique, Brennan's Boutique.bigcartel.com. Yeah, I will also have it's still January. I will have a day sale for Martin Luther King's birthday, so make sure you all get ready for that. It may be a day or two. I'm not sure yet, but I will have a sale for his birthday, in honor of him. So you all, be there. That sale will be on self-care. That will be for the merch and for Brenda's Boutique. So, just stay tuned for that announcement. If you aren't following me on Instagram, follow me over there at selfcarebgirl. But yeah, that's all I have for this week's episode. I'm sorry for all the ums. I'm kind of scatterbrained right now, but I needed to get this episode recorded. So thank you all for listening, and I will see you all next week. Bye. Thanks for listening this week. If you have any questions, want to share a story, or be featured in our Q&As, send them to me at selfcarebgirl@gmail.com or submit them on my blog at selfcareblackgirls.com. While you're over there, subscribe and join so you never miss anything. Subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes to help spread the word. You can also donate one time or monthly by clicking on the Patreon link on my blog. There are rewards. Thanks again for listening, and don't forget to stay beautiful.